Hey everybody, and a very happy Saturday. Welcome to Crafters TV. How are you? Hope your weekend's going well. My name's Ben Moseby. Yeah, Ben Moseby on a weekend. Can you believe it? Doesn't happen very often. But we're having a great time today. Team are in a good mood. We're all happy. We've all had our lunch, I think. And we're all revved and ready to go for the final two shows of the day. It is, of course, International Quilting Day today, so we're celebrating by bringing you all things soft craft. Just as a by-the-by, loads of great deals on the website right now with, not just soft craft actually, it's National Craft Month, it's International Quilting Day, so you'll find loads of great deals, up to 70% off our soft craft range on the website. You'll also find tons and tons of great deals on the website just pertaining to all sorts of craft. Also worth bearing in mind as well that on the website today we do have a brand new event for you. It's called, get it the right way around, Ben, get it the right way around. The bag grab, the bag grab. It is the bag grab weekend. So there's Lily, click on Lily, and then you will find this amazing section. I literally cannot believe the deals here, right? So you click on the pen one, choose any 3 pen packs for 20. Incredible the deals that you can get on here. Some of them are sold out already because people have been shopping this till they have been dropping, but you've got your flip marker. Look at that! Flip markers are 15 quid. You can put 3 of those in your basket for £20, $20 today, which is incredible. There's art liners, there's metallic markers, there's some of our tricolour pens in there as well. Again, look at that. If you decided, oh, I want 3 colours of the tricolours, you go 1, 2, 3, should be 30, it'll cost you 20, and then you'll get your discount on there as well. That's an impressive section of the website. However, amongst the bag grab section, there's 10 die sets for 60, which is redonk. The first 4 items listed on that page on the website are 20 each. So you go 20, 40, 60, 80, have all those 4 in your basket, think you're paying 80, you're not. You'd be paying 60, plus you'd put another 6 die sets into your bag. Oh, some of those are sold out, have they? Or, no? Oh, okay, I thought it sold out. I thought I saw red on the screen. Incredible. Seriously, do not miss out on this. I think this might run tomorrow as well. However, a lot of the deals, the best deals will have gone because people have snapped them up. So 3 pen packs for 20, 10 die sets for 60, 15 stamp sets for 40. Please don't miss that on the web today. Whether you're a soft crafter or not, it is a day to be shopping. But if you are a soft crafter, you're in for this show. I know you are, because it is only the 2nd ever soft craft Along, our award-winning show, which has now expanded into the area of soft craft. We have a fantastic guest to introduce you to in just a little while, but let's introduce you to the lady who's going to be hosting this amazing craft along and have a look at what we're going to be making. It's the wonderful Becky Sworn. How are you?
Hello again. It's just you and me and me and you. Lots and lots for us to do. Making up the songs as we go along. This is the craft along that we're going to do today. So this is the cushion cover that we're going to do. Wow. This is the one that Ben was giving a snuggle to yesterday. We've got 2 panels that are made out of patchwork, and we've got 2 panels that are made out of applique. So we're using lots of different sort of techniques in there. Hopefully you've got fabrics that are going to work together. I did miss off the little eye from spring, but we all know it's there. I could move that little heart, couldn't I, to make it look like a proper spring cushion. And then on the back we've just got an envelope finishing off here, but you could of course pop a zip on there if that's what you wanted to do. So this is what we're going to be doing along in the craft along.
Amazing. As always, we would love to know if you're crafting along live with us on this show. If you are wanting to make the cushion cover that we're doing on this show and you haven't got the goodies that you need, we've got a load of items that we can give to you on this show. But should we have a quick look at what you might need? Because of course the great thing is, if you can't craft along live, this show will remain forever and a day on Facebook. Best thing to do is find it on YouTube though, and you can kind of bookmark all of your favourite shows, and if this is a particular craft along that you want to do again at a time to suit you, then you can. But let's get Becky to take us through everything that we will need for this craft along. So what do we need, Becky?
Okay, you're going to need your build-a-block patchwork system, so that's the original one. You need your multimedia nesting heart dies, your multimedia applique dies, the fabulous flowers and the wreaths and vines. You'll also need your applique dies in the lowercase and uppercase alphabet, your Gemini with your fabric plates, a sewing machine with a standard foot, an iron. You'll also need your fabric for this as well. I'm sorry I've not given you the individual breakdowns of the fabric. The felt you'll also need, Bonder web batting or wadding as well, some thread, some stick and stay adhesive spray for fabric, your low tack tape, some pins and quilting clips, rotary cutter, scissors and ruler, and your cutting mat. Those are the bits you're going to need. So altogether, we're going to make an 18-inch square cushion cover.
Excellent stuff. And we'll give you time just to get those bits and pieces together. I think realistically, if you're not set to go on that, you're probably going to do it at a later time. But you never know. We've got Chloe on the socials with us again. Let's say a few hellos and then we'll say hello to our VIP who's waiting in the wings. Sarah Brown is in saying, Crafters TV, Becky and Ben and all the gang, thank you for making my birthday so special. It's now officially after midnight and 1 a.m. Sunday. Sending you all my love and hugs from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, is it? Nicholas just said Happy Mother's Day. I'm wondering, is it Mother's Day in Australia? I know it's not in the US. Mother's Day here in the UK tomorrow. Is it Mother's Day in Australia? Let us know. Susie T says, popping in, I recognise that name, from a chilly New Orleans to see how the gorgeous ladies, Becky and Rhonda do. This is the first time we've had a guest on a Soft Craft Along show. Yes, we're very, very excited indeed. And we all know Rhonda is a wonderful guest. Well, you might not know because you might have seen her before. Well, I know she's a wonderful guest. I know she's a little bit nervous, but we'll chat to her in just a second. No reason to be nervous, Rhonda. You're going to smash it. And Mary's in from Montana. Stephanie says, good morning and happy International Quilting Day, everyone. Hi to Mariah from Hamburg, New York. Colette is in from Kansas. And a first-timer, Cheryl Ann Schmitz-Brown joins us from North Carolina. Hey, Cheryl Ann. Great to see you. Eleanor Schwing-Jones is in. Barbara's in from Indiana. And Sil says, Ben, are you sure that is your name? Because you know you couldn't spell it from the letters earlier.
Oh, feisty one.
I love a bit of hashtag bants. Go on, bring it on. Bob's enemy, eh? I'll never ever forget that now, will I? Ben Moseby is Bob's enemy. And Stephanie says, happy Mother's Day tomorrow to all celebrating. I hope it's a beautiful day. Let us cross over the pond and say hello to a lovely lady who last time we were on a craft along, or last time certainly I was on a craft along, she crafted along with us. And from paper craft today to soft craft, we're joined once again by the lovely Rhonda. Rhonda, how are you doing? I read in the comments you're feeling a little bit nervous today.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to be the first guest on a show, so
I think you're going to be perfect.
I am a little bit nervous.
Yeah, we think you're going to be absolutely perfect. And you know what? I think it's going to be such a great success that you will be the first of many. But we obviously know you as a great paper crafter. Step away from the guillotines. But generally a very good paper crafter. So do you do a little bit of soft craft on the side, or is this something that you sort of just started recently?
I have sewn since I was 5.
Wow.
But this machine is sort of new to me, so, you know, when something goes wrong, I always think it's the machine, but it's not. It's always user error.
Well, Becky's here to guide us all through it, and I'm sure Rhonda will be great. And she can ask any questions if she gets stuck. She can.
Yeah, just let us know if you got any questions at all. But it should be fairly straightforward. But of course, like we said, sewing machines can be temperamental, so sometimes they just stop working or they have a little bit of a fit. So it might happen to me. I've got 3 sewing machines ready in case it does go horribly
I have
wrong.
another.
Excellent. I'm glad we're prepared. I'm sure it'll be great. Looking forward to seeing what you make.
Where are you today, Rhonda, as well? Is that like the other side of your craft room, or are you in a different room today?
Oh, no, I'm in the basement, and today in Chicago, it's -4.
Oh.
So that's -20 Celsius.
What?
-20 Celsius?
So I'm a little chilly because it's kind of cold in our basement, even though there's heat, you know.
Have you got like a little radiator or something that you can roll in to warm you up a bit?
I have a huge radiator in the basement, so we're good.
Is your partner with you today as well to bring you cups of tea and coffee?
He is not. He's working at a tea shop today for a friend who's in need.
Okay. Well, listen, hopefully the heater will keep you nice and warm, and hopefully just the crafting in general will warm you up. But as always, Rhonda, you know the rules. You're in the VIP seat, and I know you're very good at this. If you get a little bit stuck or you need a question, just give us a wave. We've got Nicola and Charlotte in the gallery today who will pop you on, and we can get you in touch with Becky. But don't be nervous, have fun. Let's do this thing. Becky, are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So we're going to start off with this section here. So I'm going to do it section by section. So we're going to do the patchwork here. It's just patchwork squares. And we're using the builder blocks. We're using the 2.5-inch square block. And later on, we're going to use the 2.5-inch half triangle. Half square triangle. I'm just going to pop that to one side. Now we need a mixture of yellow and pink for this. So we want to use some yellow and pink fabric. Now I've not measured out how much it is. I've just done a little fold here. We need 4 of one colour and 5 of another. So I've just taken my fabric, I've just folded it up until it's around about the same kind of size as that square. And then I'm just going to cut that piece of fabric so I've got a long strip. And I'm going to do exactly the same for the yellow fabric and the pink fabric. So I'm going to cut too many. I always cut too many just in case when you're stitching them together, it goes a little bit wrong. Sometimes you sort of stitch things and they get sort of a bit chewed up with the sewing machine. So it's always better to cut a few too many than be desperately trying to sort of make do with the ones that you've cut out. So using my rotary cutter, I'm just going to cut that strip of fabric here, and then I'm just going to fold over my die. So I'm doing this really quick and easy like this. So that is going to cut 6 of those squares out of that fabric, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the pink. So I'll just put that to one side. My pink fabric's over here. So strip like this. We want 5 of one and 4 of another, so it's a 9 square block. So again, we just want to look at that, fold it over, and then fold over again. So we're cutting too many. That's fine, and we know we're going to run those through the Gemini. So I'm going to move the cushion out of the way for the moment. And I'll also move this out of the way. Now I'm using my fabric plates for my Gemini. If you don't have fabric plates, it doesn't matter. You can just use the plates that come with your machine. But for this, we're going to use the fabric plates. We are going to use other plates later on when we cut felt, because I find felt cuts better with the normal Gemini plates that you get.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to place that on there, pop a bit of tape on here, like so. And then I'm going to run that through my Gemini. Meantime, get this one ready. So as soon as that one's gone through, you could get that ready. If you've got your junior plates as well, you might want to get the junior plates ready to run through the machine at the same time. Yeah, you could do that. Because you can do all of this on the junior. None of the dies are too big for you to be able to use. So we'll pop that on here.
By the way, just whilst watching Becky cut that, the details on the side of your screen are for the products that I've got to my left, which I'll potentially show you in just a little while. But it's a nice little Quilting craft along collection, which brings you your builder block. You've got some of your Applique alphabet letters in there too, plus some other beautiful little bits and pieces in there. Alongside that, you've got your nesting dies in the hearts, and you've got your wreath and vines in there too. So a nice little selection, which you're making a big saving on. It's basically a half price deal, better than half price if you're platinum. £72 or $100 is your platinum price on that one.
Okay, so we've cut out all of our little squares. And now we just want to start stitching them together. So the best way I find doing this is doing chain stitching. So we want to put them together. So we want them all alternate. So we want them like this, basically. So we want pink there.
It is like a Battenberg, Charlotte.
It does look like a Battenberg. Oh, I love a bit of Battenberg.
Ooh,
it's a good cake, isn't it?
Not massively bothered about Battenberg.
Oh, I like Battenberg. Yeah. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take, see, I've got too many here. I'm going to stitch these two together. Then I'm going to stitch these two together. And then these two together. I'm going to give them all an iron. And then I'm going to add these other single ones onto them. And then we're going to stitch into strips there. So I've got enough to do a fourth layer if I needed to. Mm-hmm. So let's pop these together.
And see, Rhonda's cut her squares, which is marvellous.
And we're just using 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're stitching along. We're stitching back and forth at the beginning and the end. But what we want to do is each time we come towards the end of the item that we're stitching, we just want to line up the next one. So we stitch along, we're going to stitch a couple of stitches in between the two, but we're not going to sort of cut and take everything off the sewing machine. It's just going to save us a little bit of time, and it shouldn't be a problem for us to do that. So we'll get this next piece.
Morning to Sarah. It says Mother's Day in Australia is 14th of May. So that's the same as the US, isn't it? Susie T says, Ms. Becky, you look gorgeous. I love your dress.
Oh, thank you.
Tess says, good morning. Go, Rhonda, go. Go, Rhonda, go. London Rowland says, I like to make clothes for my Barbie dolls.
That's quite tricky, making clothes for your Barbie dolls, because they're so tiny, aren't they? Yeah. Although, is Barbie a little bit bigger than she used to be now? I think they made her a little bit more realistic, or they made her super skinny.
I think there's lots of different Barbies, aren't there, now?
I think you're probably right.
I'm not repeating that, Nicola. There's lots of different Barbies. Christine says, I wish we could keep Rhonda in the corner. So we can watch her craft along in real time?
That would be quite good, wouldn't it, if we could do that?
No, Rhonda's shaking her head. Like, no.
So just giving everything a bit of an iron. So I'm just ironing those pieces that I've stitched together. And then we're going to add the next piece together. So we're going to do it like this. Wrong way around. Like that. And then this one like this. So we're then going to put these pieces against here and stitch those together. And again, we're going to chain stitch them because it just makes it a lot... That's the wrong way around, isn't it, Becky? What are you doing?
I was going to say, is it... Yeah, that's it. Oh. You have a yellow one, don't you?
I need a yellow one?
Yeah.
I don't know. There you go.
There you go.
Silly Billy. Right, so we're going to put these across here. Now, chain stitching is really useful when you're doing these small pieces. And when we come to do the other piece of patchwork with all those triangles, we are going to stitch all of those triangles together in chain stitch because it just makes it super quick to put together. So I'm just going to stitch these ones.
Lots of love for the project coming through. Mary Pat saying, what a beautiful spring pillow. And Tess loving the colours. I love the pink and the yellow together. Of course, don't forget, if you are going to be attempting this further down the line, you can, I guess, use whatever fabric you want. It's just following the technique, isn't it, really? Yeah, and I think actually this would look amazing if you use some of the fabrics we've got on the show we had yesterday. Yes. Those beautiful sort of butterfly and floral ones. That's the Mac Hour fabric. It's available on the website. All fabric as well, aside from the new launches, has a 20% discount as part of International Quilting Day. We're celebrating across the weekend, so do check out the soft craft goodies. And indeed, there's loads of great deals as part of National Craft Month, which has got another 13 days to run. It's flown over, isn't it, March? Yeah, nearly over. Eh? Nearly over. It is nearly over. It'll be Christmas soon. It's nearly, yeah, we'll soon be birthdays. Hey? It'll soon be birthdays. It's going to be my birthday, your birthday. Yeah. When's yours again? I know you said yesterday. June the 20th. How can you forget? Oh, yeah. Well, it's not going to be soon yours, is it, really? Well, yeah, it is. Because people need to start saving up. When I used to do people's pay slips, I used to put a little reminder in there just to say it's 2 months until my birthday. So did you actually? Yeah. That's hilarious. I wasn't a very popular manager. But yeah. 2 months to my birthday, so you might want to save £10
yeah, exactly. Save a bit of money. Yeah. Right, so we've stitched these strips together. We now want to stitch all of the strips together, if you see what I mean, so to make a group of 4. So what we want to do is I flip it over and I want to nest my seams. So you can see here, I've got one seam facing inwards. I want this other seam to be facing outwards, so it creates a nice flat place here. So I might want to give that a quick press, just to get it in the right place. And I want to make sure that I'm lining up my stripes, my Battenberg stripes. So I'm going to pop a couple of pins in. So with the smaller pieces, I don't tend to I don't tend to pin those together because I don't see the point. But when you've got these larger pieces, because you want to keep everything in alignment, I'm just going to pin that there. That rain sounds awful outside.
I think it sounds worse in here because we've got a metal roof, haven't we?
Although it was appalling last night. There was this big storm, wasn't there, when we finished? With hail and all sorts.
Oh, when you finished, not when I finished.
Well, yeah, when we finished for a show.
Yeah.
It was.
Hail.
Yeah.
Like cats and dogs, wasn't it, the rain?
It was.
I had to run out to drop Charlotte to the garage, being the gentleman that I am. And I got absolutely soaked. Like, well, she does have a car. Her car was in the garage, you see. That's what that was the problem was.
A snack garage.
It wasn't a snack garage run, no, it was actual car garage. Not garage for Haribo, it was garage for picking up car, which was broken. Mo just says, I was going to try and sew along, but terrible sleep last night, so dragging myself through the day. Well, Mo, you can do it at a later date. That's the good news about these craft-alongs.
We're going to do exactly the same with the next strip, and then we finish that first panel. Yeah,
How many panels are you making then?
There's 4 panels altogether, so we've got 2 with patchwork and 2 with appliques.
Okay.
And then we've got some sashing to go around the outside and in between.
The outside.
Boop, 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 boop. And the back of the cushion as well.
And that's why, again, the bundle that you can see on your screen is, well, if you haven't got any of the goodies that Becky's working with, you've pretty much got them all here, aside from your fabric. Because you've got your builder blocks, you've got your alphabet die, so you can pop the spring on there, or do one for summer. And then you've also got your hearts and your wreath and vines in there too. So worth picking up, £72, $100. Don't forget all our builder blocks as well, and a buy one, get one free on the website. It's a soft crafter's dream today.
Soft crafter's dream. Nice. So there's that first panel. Now, if you wanted to, you know, sometimes things are not quite in alignment. You can see here, I've got a little bit which is not quite in alignment. You can then take this opportunity to give this a bit of a trim. So this should be 6.5 inches square. So if I just show here, so we can see we've got a little, we could do with a little bit of a trim here and there. It's only like a scant amount that you're going to be cutting off. If only I could find where I've put my ruler. Where are you, ruler? Where are you, ruler?
Dear, oh dear. The singing today in my ear is horrendous.
Okay, there's my ruler. So I just want to, I'm just going to lift that up so it's just beyond that 6.5. And then I'll line that up. 6.5. You can see I'm only sort of trimming off a tiny amount, but it will make that a proper square rather than a slightly wibbly square. If only you could hear the singing in our ears.
You really don't want to hear it.
No, you probably don't.
Wibbly wobbly square is what Nicola just sang.
Well, but the jelly babies were in a wibbly wobbly world of their own.
They were in a wibbly wobbly world of their own.
There we go. So we've got that first square here. So that is the first part of our cushion. Shall I carry on with the next one? How are we doing with the next one?
I think, how's Rhonda getting on? Is Rhonda all up to speed, I wonder? Let's have a little bit of a look and see. Oh, no, I think she is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, look at this. Here we go.
Fabulous.
Yes. Rhonda.
I'm a little off.
Excellent.
But
brilliant. Perfect.
It's okay.
Absolutely perfect. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to cut. We've actually got these pieces of fabric. So I've cut these. They're around about sort of 8-inch squares, but actually I want them to be the same size as this. So I'm just going to trim them down. So this is 6.5 inches. So I want to trim these down to 6.5 inches as well. So I've got 2 pieces there. And these are going to form the applique section of the, or applique. I think it's an English thing, isn't it? Applique.
French, isn't it?
No, but how we pronounce it. I mean, I think I call it applique. But,
is it applique in the US? Is that how you would say it?
I think it probably is.
Yes, Rhonda is nodding. It is applique. That is funny. That is funny. Charlotte's just said it's funny though because our American friends say fish fillet, and we say fish fillet.
Fish fillet.
So.
we were talking about fish fingers yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah. I can't really hear you because it's very, very rainy in the studio.
I think we might have to shout because I can't really hear what you're saying.
No.
So we've got our 2 pieces here to create our applique panels. If only I could pull them apart. Why is this not playing? There, like this. So we want that one to go on our cushion over here, and then we want this applique section over here. So let's do this first applique section. So this one, if I show you on the cushion, we're going to do this with your with the little hearts, I think. So we've got different sized hearts, and we're using our nesting heart appliques. So it's up to you the kind of fabric that you use. I decided to use a little bit of the fabric that we happen to have that we're using for the other parts of the patchwork. So this is the fabric, still that same collection that we had
earlier
today. So this is, I think it's a Dashwood, is it New Beginnings? You might find some of this still available on the website. And I'm going to find my heart appliques. And I also wanted to use a little bit of pink coloured fabric. So I'm just going to find a bit of pink. I'm going to use a brighter pink for this one.
That's on the web as well, isn't it, that fabric?
Yeah,
the threaded fabric.
Yeah, these are the brights. These colours. That one is quite a seemingly bright pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look and see what kind of fabric I want to use. Now we can adhere these hearts in different ways. So we can spray them and use some of our spray adhesive, or we can use some Bondaweb. I'm going to be using Bondaweb for a lot of the felt pieces because I just find it works really well. So I've used quite a lot of felt in this because we don't have to worry about it fraying. So we're going to use, we're going to do this with the spray, I think. So it's just a question, have a look for the size hearts that you want to use. Like this, maybe that one, like that. So I'll just cut my fabric. What's going on?
Nothing.
So we've got this here, we've got these ones over here. We can cut a few different hearts if you wanted to. You could even cut hearts and stitch them together and then make it almost like a 3D puffy kind of heart on there if that's what you wanted to do. There's lots of options that you can do there.
Marvellous. Wonderful square patch, Becky, says Coletta.
Pardon?
Wonderful square patch.
Excellent, thank you very much.
And Sarah Brown saying, hello Rhonda, nice to see you again. Rhonda's got lots of fans from the messages that I can see coming through, which is great.
Oh.
You getting, I thought Rhonda was going to put her hand up then, but we're all good, I think.
Okay, right, so we've got our fabric.
Hang on, she has got a question.
Yeah.
I thought she had. Let's get over to Rhonda. This will be directed at Becky, not me. So,
yep.
Rhonda, how are you getting on? What can we do for you?
My question is that my 9 patch ended up at 6 1/4 instead of 6 1/2.
I don't think it matters. All I would suggest that you do is you make all the other panels the same. So don't bother trimming it for the moment. Let's do, once we've done this one, put them all to one side, and we'll do the ones with the triangle, and we'll see where we are on the size of that, and then just trim everything up so it's around about the same sort of size. 1/4 of an inch, you're probably not going to miss too much. We can just sort of make everything just very slightly smaller, and your cushion pad will be a little bit tighter. But we'll just make sure that they're all the same size at the end.
Okay.
Oh, there's someone behind you.
Who's that behind you?
Who was that, Rhonda?
Oh, that must have been my husband.
He came in
just
to
come
wave.
in and wave and then disappear. Let's get it. What's his name again?
Ken.
Ken. Ken, come on, give us another proper wave. Where is he?
Ken,
Ken.
where are you? They want you to come in and give them a proper wave.
There! Hey, Ken! Hey! I love it. I love it. Excellent stuff. Good man. Right.
All right. Tea today.
Hey?
He has to go serve tea today.
Ah, yes, you did say. Busy man, busy man. Lovely that we finally met him as well. All right, let's get back on. What are you doing, Becky?
So we've got our fabric plates, and we're only cutting single pieces of fabric with this. And obviously these multimedia dies are meant to cut multiple layers of fabric. So you may find that you need to put something else in here, like a layer of card, just to make it a little bit thicker. So we're going to manage as it is and see how we go, because obviously every machine is slightly different. But we're just going to be cutting out those hearts right now. And they've not got any kind of adhesive on them, so we're going to be using some of our spray adhesive to adhere them. Okay, so I always put my things quite square on. Oh, that's cut fine. There we go. So we've got our little hearts here. Let's put the little hearts, let's put them away. Try and be a little bit tidy. I'm always very envious of all of the other craft experts because they're really, really tidy. And
they're really not tidy.
Can I just point out, has anyone actually seen the mess that I've made in the studio? Can you see that the mess over there, the mess over there?
Yeah, but the thing is you're like clean on the screen, aren't you? So
clean on the screen, I soon won't be seen.
Yeah. Can I?
Can you what? What would you like?
Where's the
cushion?
Where's the cushion?
Yeah.
I'll take it over.
Oh
no, because just a few people have been asking to see what you're making who've joined late, you see. And then... I'll take it.
Yeah, take it. Take it.
Really
take
squishy.
It.
It's nice.
I bought the squishy pillow insert online, I think.
I'm going to go to squishypillows.com.
Squishypillow.com.
Squishypillow.com.
Okay, so I've got here some just some ordinary A3 paper to spray onto, because as you probably see, my board is quite grubby. That's because I keep spraying adhesive on it. So I'm trying to be good, and I'm going to spray the adhesive onto here. So I'm using some of our stick and stay spray. So this is a permanent adhesive. What you may want to do to save your nails is use tweezers to hold them still while you spray them together. So you want a good layer of adhesive on here, but you can make do with just some Bonder Web if that's what you want to use. You just want some kind of adhesive on the back, like that. And then we're going to place those on here.
I really can't hear what you're saying, but I'm sure it's all good.
Can you hear what I'm saying?
I really can't.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to use my
megaphone?
My diaphragm.
Diaphragm. Can you guys at home hear that rain that we're getting here? Because that is so loud.
It is really loud.
Pardon?
What?
Who?
Huh?
Hey?
Okay. So we want to make sure that we're popping these little hearts in there without going. We're going to lose a quarter of an inch down here when we stitch these panels together. So I just want to make sure I can put this in the right place. So something like that. I've used slightly larger hearts than I did before, like so. And then I'm going to use the iron just to run that over, and then that will make the glue sort of adhere and stick together.
In the hearts that you get in the bundle on your screen, you've got a little mini 1 inch right up to your 5 inch, so it's actually 9 nested hearts in total, which is great. And of course those multimedia dies, so you can use those in your paper craft as well.
Yeah, you can, absolutely. Now, I'm going to leave this for the moment because depending on how much time we have later, I'm going to finish it off in a certain way. So on the sample, I've actually done some free motion machine embroidery. So if I get a chance to do that, I will show you that. Alternatively, we'll do some hand stitching around the edge just to finish it off. But that is now adhered to that, and that is the second panel of our cushion that is done. So what I used is the same fabrics I'm going to use for the next patchwork section, which is going to be one using the triangles that we've got on the show.
Okay.
Okay. I like your singing today, Nicola.
Yeah,
You could be on X Factor.
Good voice. The rain's drowning her out though now.
Huh?
What?
What? Oh God, it's so loud here, it really is. The next one we'll do, shall we do the next applique one to show you how to do that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
right.
okay, we'll carry on. The cats and dogs have arrived in London, says Lillian. And Kendall saying, I didn't know what that noise was until you told us it was raining. It's absolutely chucking it down. So apologies if you are struggling to hear. Not a lot we can do about the rain, really, unfortunately. No. Sarah says it's so loud you can hear it in Australia. That's how loud it is. The proverbial cats and dogs. Oh, wow, yes, that is rain, says Christine. I kind of feel that could be hail out there. It does. It sounds very heavy, doesn't it? Pardon? Pardon? I don't know if this was even forecast, to be honest with you, but apologies if you are struggling to hear. Hopefully it will die down soon. Okay, so I've got some felt here. So this is from our, I think this is from our Rainbow Blooms collection. Yeah. So we've got some white, and we've got some pale pink, and then we've got some darker pink. Oh, that one, fantastic. And we've got some darker pink as well. So we're going to use that for cutting the circles as well for the centre of the flowers. Now we want to put a little bit of Bonder Web on here. So Bonder Web is it's like a sheet of glue with greaseproof paper on one side. So when you touch it, one side feels a bit knobbly, a bit rough, and the other side is nice and smooth. What it does is it creates like a whole sheet of glue onto your product. So it allows you to adhere one piece of fabric to another. I use it quite often if I don't want to use the adhesive spray, but it works in exactly the same way. So what we want to do is, I don't want to waste any, so I want to roughly cut out a piece of felt about the same kind of size as my Bonder Web. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my Bonder Web down there, like that, and then cut that. So, and so I want my Bonder Web to be slightly smaller than my piece of felt. So we're going to iron that onto there, and then when we cut out our shape, we're already going to have one side that's going to end up being sticky, so we just need to peel off this greaseproof paper at the top off. So we're going to do exactly the same with this piece over here. So this is to create the flowers that we're going to have. So I want to make that a bit smaller. Like that. Now hopefully we're getting rid of all the nasty rain, so anyone that was going out for Mother's Day tomorrow is going to have glorious weather. That's what I think. Well, hopefully. I don't know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, actually. We're not going out, as I said, I'm cooking tomorrow. That's nice. For Laura. No, we will leave the house. Yeah, the kids are going to be helping me. I will be overseeing things. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be cooking. I'm going to see what's... No, I'm getting to the supermarket in between the shows, aren't I? The ice cream. They're bringing you guys back ice cream. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But the forecast tomorrow is sunny tomorrow, which is good. Highs of 10 degrees. 27 degrees in Florida, Nicola's just saying, next week. It's just hot. I mean, that is hot, basically. I've just seen as well, looking at the weather, we've got rain for the next hour here, so apologies if you can't hear us. Yeah, that's pretty much the rest of the craft along. Excellent. That's just what we need, isn't it? I don't know. So I'm using here, these are the wreaths and vines. So I'm going to use these. This is used, you just make it into a circle and you create like a whole wreathed kind of design over here. But actually I want to use one straight one and one curved one as a stem for my flowers, and I'm going to cut out one of each of these leaves as well. So I don't need this piece here, but I do need all of these other pieces that we've got here. It is so loud. Right, so just make sure that I've got enough of my felt and enough of my Bonder Web without wasting any. So put that there, like so. That'll probably go like that. Like that one. So that looks good. I'm going to cut that out. So I do find that this is quite useful if you're going to do something quick, and especially if you've not got great ventilation, you don't want to use the spray. Yeah. But they do work in the same kind of way. Okay. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to iron these onto the back. Well, they don't have a back and a front of the felt, but we're going to iron it onto one section of the felt.
So you don't want your iron too hot because felt is not a natural fabric, or certainly this one isn't, it's an acrylic. So you don't want your iron too hot, otherwise you will melt your felt. You don't want to melt your felt.
You do not want to melt your felt, for
No.
sure.
Absolutely, you don't want to.
Whenever you're ready, Becky, we'll take a break shortly.
Yep.
It's almost halfway through. It's flown over this craft along. Are you doing all right for time over there?
Yeah, I am. I'm doing okay. I'm hoping you're doing okay over there, Rhonda.
Oh,
Oh, Rhonda started doing the triangles. Excellent. Okay, no problem. It doesn't matter. That's fine. We can do them in any way you like. It just makes it easy, to carry on. Definitely. Well, I'm going to get this all ready to run through the Gemini, so you can see here what I'm putting together. There's my little circle. So I want that one over there. I'm going to put these on, and I'm just going to tape them in place. Where's that song come from?
they're singing the crafty can in our ear now.
I'm quite impressed that you know the words.
I don't even know the words anymore, and I believe it wrote it. Maybe we can watch it in the break.
Can you line that up for the break?
Why don't we do a best of the Ben's hits and line them all up in a row in the next break? That would be a long
What is
break.
your favourite song that you've done?
My favourite one is the one that we never played on here, was the one I did for when Craig was ill and we grew our moustaches.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a parody of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I did the Fresh Prince of Facial Hair.
Yeah.
I really like that one. That was good. But I like the most recent one I've done with the We Craft Everywhere.
Yeah.
And I like the Can.
Yeah.
I like the Crafty Man one as well, but it seems that everybody's favourite is that Crafty Man song, pretty much. Oh, and the other one, the Crafty Cabana.
I've not heard that one.
Oh.
No.
That was the one where it sang about Sarah, Debbie Robinson and Bernie, as well, who was here before. And we had to get them all dancing. They were dancing in Studio 2 in front of the green screen. It was hilarious. Oh, and Charlotte's favourite is the extended version of Foam on a Roll, which I did on my ukulele in the car. I've got enough for an album here. Do you know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do? The next cartload I do,
Yeah.
I reckon I'm going to just whack all of these onto a CD, and then we just have that as the giveaway.
Wow, that would be a good giveaway.
What does everyone reckon about that? Does everyone still have CD players?
Oh, yeah, actually, how I can play it on my computer.
You play it on your laptop, probably.
Yeah. But yeah.
I still have a CD player in my car, so not that I want to listen to myself singing, but hey, if there's need for that, you could do downloadable, but that sounds a bit tricky. I don't know.
I think it's probably easier.
Oh,
if it's
what you could
downloadable.
do, couldn't you, potentially, is put it like behind a wall on the website, all of the songs, and then people, if there's a free
download them,
gift,
yeah.
get the code to access the free.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just an idea. But then again, though, you see, if we had like one code, everyone would know the code, so it'd have to be on CD. I think enough people would have a CD player to make it worthwhile doing. I'll ask about that.
Yep.
Let us know if you have a CD player. Yes, the CD gift would be awesome, says S. Jackson 1262. All right, well, we'll look into that.
Okay, right. Now here we are going to get our pieces, put them where we want them to go. So we've got this here. Might need a bit of trimming, might be a little bit too long. That's fine, like this. So you're going to pop all of your different pieces of felt like this. Nicola's
just asking if she could be a backing singer on the album. I've already recorded the songs, Nicola. I could record one more. I'm just going to count to see how many I've got. Hang on a minute. I've got, right, you carry it. I'm just going to count. I've got.
So you can see here, that's what we're putting together. So we've got all of our different pieces of felt. Once you're happy with where they are, we just need to peel off the backing. So the backing is like a piece of greaseproof paper. So you just need to fold it back and it should then peel off. He says, struggling. Always the way. Let's give this, sometimes you might need to use a little bit of a pin just to pierce that paper. There's a lot of singing going on today. I think that's a bit rude, Ben, about not pinning. We should all be on your album. It should be like a, you know, like Band-Aid. Yeah. Can we get the Sugar Babes in?
Yeah, I'll let the Sugar Babes sing on my album.
Yeah? If you could have anybody on your album, who would it be? Would you go for Mariah Carey?
With me?
Yeah.
Who would I love to sing with?
Yeah.
Well, you see, the person
In
I'd
my
love
ear,
to
I
sing...
can just hear Nicola.
The person I'd love to sing with is no longer with us, so...
Oh. Was that Prince?
Huh?
Was that Prince?
No, it's Frank. I'd love to sing with Frank. Do you know what one of my actual... I'd love to do before I die, bucket list? Because I used to do singing and stuff in like the old hotels and stuff back along, like to backing tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
I would love to sing some, you know, like the swing, old-fashioned swing songs. I'd love to do like a little set with like a live band. I would absolutely love to do that. So if there's anyone got a live band they want to back me with, let me know.
Could you, you play lots of musical instruments as well, don't you?
To a very average standard, yeah.
But you're like the one-man band.
Yeah, maybe I just have some cymbals in between my knees and like a little car horn under me armpit.
Yeah. Wasn't there, there was a Disney or a Pixar little short video, and it was called One Man Band.
Was there?
But, yeah, you know, when they used to do the little videos before you watch the main event.
Yeah. The cartoon before the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which one it was, whether it was like a Toy Story or Monsters Inc. or something like that, and it was called the One Man Band, and it's really quite sweet, a very cute little video that you can watch. So while I'm fiddling around here, you can just see I'm just peeling off the backing of this Bonder web. So some of it I'm able to fold over and then peel off, and other pieces I need to sort of pierce with a pin. But I'm just going to put those in place here, avoiding the very edge, because that's where our seam allowance is going to be when we stitch everything together.
I've got 8 songs I've worked out, so I reckon if I need 10 for an album, really, don't you? So 2 more. Maybe I'll do an ode to Nicola, as well, she just wants to be on it.
Nicola, what song would you sing?
She wants to do a duet with me.
What was the one that Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman did?
Something stupid?
Yeah. You do something like that.
Maybe. Is there anything you guys would want me to like parody a song on, or anyone from, you know, our team you'd like me to do? No, I'm not. I know I'm not Weird Al, but all my songs have been parodies, haven't they? So, Nicola says if she can't be on the album, she'd like a song about her.
About you?
About Nicola. Yeah.
You're going to have to get your thinking cap on, Ben. Aren't you? Yeah. I
usually just need the idea of what it's going to be, and then I crack on with it, you know, quite quickly. Like, or the song just comes to me, like the We Craft Everywhere. I thought, well, that's brilliant, you know.
It basically wrote itself.
Well, it didn't, but it did. Yeah, it did. It did, to be fair.
But I hadn't heard it, and I was watching it. I was watching it in the green room with.
With Corinne, because you did a little video, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, it was so funny. Honestly, we were just in floods of tears, laughing. It was brilliant.
It's a Johnny Cash song. I've Been Everywhere was the actual song. Kathy says, I'd even purchase the CD for a £5 or a £10. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to sell them from a table outside the studio. Katie Hartley said I could do with the music like now whilst cleaning my microwave out to motivate me. Whose idea was it to clean the microwave? Well, not my idea. Let's get to Rhonda, because Rhonda has a question for you, Becky.
Yeah.
How's it going, Rhonda? What do you want to ask?
Okay, the question is, if my 9 patch is 6 1/4,
Yep.
what size do I make the white piece?
The same size, 6 1/4. So yeah, whatever your smallest size patchwork piece is, just make all your squares the same, because we then it's almost like a window effect when we put the sashing in there. So trim that down to 6 1/4 square as well.
Okay, so I wouldn't add the 1/4 inch for the seam?
No, well, because you've already, when you stitch your other panel, your patchwork panel together, you're going to lose that 1/4 inch anyway. So it'll end up being 5 3/4 inch square as opposed to a 6 inch square, which won't really matter in the scheme of things. But I think if you have all of your squares the same size and then put them together, it will just mean that your your cushion cover is just a smidgen smaller than 18 inches.
Okay, so 6 1/4.
Yeah, go with whatever your smallest square
6
is.
1/4.
Yeah, 6 1/4.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Super duper.
Right, so we've put those together and we just want to iron them. Now I'm going to pop a piece of fabric over the top and I'm just going to press that down to secure those pieces in place.
I'm kind of thinking as well, just watching you do this, once you've got, you know, say for example you pick up our Quilting Craft Along collection today, once you've got like the basic elements, a cushion cover is a nice, sort of easier place to start, isn't it?
It
for
would
soft
always
craft?
be what I would suggest to start off with, because you're not going to be wasting too much fabric. This one, we're using lots of scraps of fabric, really. There's not really, with the exception of the background or the back piece of fabric, that's the only one that really has a measurement, because everything else we're just sort of guesstimating. We're just cutting out as much felt as I need to, and all that sort of thing. So you don't need to worry too much about it. So it's a great stash buster, really, I think.
Yeah.
So what we've got here now is we've got these little squares, and you could of course do all those squares in different colour fabrics if you had them. Again, you're using your little scraps on here. You've got this piece here, down here with your applique felt flowers.
Places. Flowers.
or flaces. And then the next one we're going to do triangles that will end up being the same size as these squares, and we're going to be using some of this fabric and some of this fabric as well, so everything ties in properly.
Excellent. Is that a good time to take a bit of a
I think so,
break, do you
yep.
reckon? Let's have a little bit of a pause then. Any questions from you guys you want to fire away, feel free to do so. But as we've said, it's a brilliant, brilliant weekend to be shopping. This collection here, I think one is the one which is most applicable to, of course, this craft along. If you want to make this cushion, this is the bundle that you need to be going for. It's a great price as well, because what you're going to be getting here is our builder block system. So you've got all of your, you've got your square die set in there, half square triangle die set, your quarter square triangle, and then your instruction booklet in there. Everything you need to be able to create some amazing designs that you're just seeing on the side of the box right there. But that's all included in the builder block box. You're going to get your alphabet included in this bundle as well, your applique alphabet. You're going to get your nesting dies in the hearts that you've seen Becky using, and then also you've got your build applique wreath and vines again, which are going to help you to complete this project that you're seeing with Becky today. £72 or $100. It's better than half price, this deal. It's an amazing collection and an amazing deal. If it's fabric that you're after as well, don't forget we've got the brand new Macao fabric that we launched yesterday. That's available on the website, and also loads of other fabrics which you can have a bit of a fish through with 20% off to celebrate the fact that it is International Quilting Day today. And alongside that, if it's more builder blocks that you are after, then you can buy one builder block, get a second builder block for absolutely nothing. So check those out on the web. We've got our International Craft Lucky Dip bag as well. And if I can't interest you in anything that comes to Softcraft, we'll have a look maybe a little bit later on. But on the website this weekend, we have got the Bag Grab Bag event, where you can basically fill your own goodie bag with some incredible deals. 3 pen packs for 20, 10 die sets for 60, or 15 stamp sets for 40. We'll have a little bit of a look through those in just a little while. But I tell you what, it is a busy, busy day. Thank you, Sarah says, Ben and Debbie, you should do, dare I say it, Especially for You by Carly and Jason. Can you imagine? Debbie's a good singer, actually, really good singer. But No, Robinson. Charlotte, I like this one. You could parody the New Kids on the Block song, Right Stuff, Craft Stuff.
Oh, 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 you craft stuff.
And Michelle says, Ben, you should do a parody to Celebrate from Kool and the Gang. Keep them coming, keep them coming. I'm thinking this might be a goer. I'll ask Sarah on Monday, see what she thinks. She'll probably go, no. Unless you put that, I don't know. She'll probably be like, yeah, do it. Anyway, we'll think on that. Whilst we think on that, you guys check out your baskets. Any questions or comments you want to fire away, do that too. And we'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, Bria's misters, quilting clips, die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns and templates, Gemini Pro, Julia and the OG, Gemini Go, Mini and the MIDI, tri-blend brush pens, aqua pens and aqua blends, illustrators, classics and tri-blends and color blends and glitter pens and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue, applicators, envelopers, creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard, Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, craft kits, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, dice and zinc trays, miter tools and binding tools and toe bags, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tuck tape and brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam, outline markers, DVDs, spelled quick Triton pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft mask, full press, sparkle pots, Centura, pearl and sticky dots, pigment, ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, year of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, Ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, Ultimate First Compendium, Sarah Signature Collections, and don't forget Discovery Kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam roll.
Hi. Even I don't remember the words to that song now. That is a year old, pretty much. This time a year ago he did that. Is the felt washable, says Charlotte Bruce?
I would have said no.
Wipeable?
Yeah, I would have said if you're going to be using it as a cushion that you're going to end up having the dog lying on, I wouldn't use felt. I've used felt because it's quick to put on and it doesn't fray, so it makes it nice and easy so you don't have to finish it off. But I would have said if you know that that cushion is going to need a bit of a wash, I would go with cotton. Rather than felt, because it's just a bit, it can be a bit difficult. It is basically made out of acrylic, so it washes differently to cotton. So I would say that possibly the colours might bleed a little bit. So I'd be reluctant to wash the machine. Wash the machine. Wash the machine. Don't wash the machine. Yeah.
Samantha Cheney says, hi, in Decatur, is that how I say Decatur, Illinois? I woke up with the sun shining, looked out the window, there's now snow on the ground.
Oh.
Marisol says, good morning from California. I slept in, but I am now enjoying some quilty goodness whilst I get my day started. The project looks great so far. It really does. And this is going to be the finished project with the squishy pillow. squishypillows.com. And can we have some idea? Can we have some of an idea what might be in the £2, $2 bag, says Susan Dawn. I'll give you a little bit of a look. This is the International Quilting Day Lucky Dip. Now, I cannot guarantee that you will get what I'm showing you. There's loads of things in the Lucky Dip, so you may get something I show you. You may get something else. What I will tell you, though, is £2, $2, which is £1.60, $1.60, and you can dip up to 5 times without getting repeats. So you could dip and get yourself some textile glue. You could dip and get some bobbin clamps.
Yeah.
Wind the bobbin up, wind the bobbin
Do you
up.
know what bobbin clamp is for?
Pull. To clamp your bobbin when you're...
Yeah, to stop it from unthreading.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Was that a test?
Yeah. Yeah.
This reminds me of the song. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Wind the bobbin up. Wind the bobbin up. Pull, pull, pull. Fabric markers.
Yeah, always useful.
What else is in here? Ooh. Screw punch.
Oh. That's well worth it.
Yeah.
Use that a lot.
Yeah, these are £2. What's this one? A bias maker.
Oh, that's really handy.
What was
Yeah.
that for? Making your bias?
Yeah. Do you know what bias is?
Yeah, you need your bias, don't you, when you're, making things. Normally
Yeah.
have like, your bias.
Yeah, your bias, yeah.
So easy to use. You feed your tape in, feed in
Yeah.
your fabric, iron it, and then peel it back.
Yeah.
Ideal for making regular or fusible bias
Yeah.
tape.
Very
Full
handy.
instructions on how to cut and sew fabric strips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Do you
what
want
you
to
do. Yeah.
see what else might be in there? That could be your 5, by the way.
Yeah, there could be, couldn't it?
Do you want to see what else is in there?
Yeah, why
More?
not?
Oh, fusible bias tape.
Handy, very handy.
What else have we got in here? Oh, from the So Lovely collection, some embroidery cotton. That's
Lovely.
very pretty. Could get that. And again, don't think to yourself, oh, I'm going to dip 5 times. I get all of these. You might not. You might get something totally different. And I'll show you one more for now. Oh, eyelets. Rust-proof eyelets. Do you know what?
That's good.
That is good.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can keep. They are great dips. You could dip more than 5 times if you want, but if you do, you could get repeats. Well, that is just an idea. And as I say, I cannot guarantee that you will get everything that I've just shown you there. You might get some of those things. You might get completely different things. You might get everything that I've just shown you, but it's a lucky dip. £1.60, $1.60 is your platinum price. Get dipping. Kind of thing that, if you haven't got a huge budget to go for, to spend today, then, you know what, spend £2, £4, £6. Or if you are looking to spend a bit more money, or maybe you've spent over $100 and you're looking for little bits and pieces to get you over that threshold to get you free shipping, there you go. There is your answer. Great tip, says Coletta Cooper. And Samantha, sorry, you don't live in Decatur. You live in Decatur.
Decatur.
Decatur, Illinois. Is that right, Rhonda? Decatur. Yeah, Decatur. Decatur as in alligator.
Oh,
The
okay.
alligator lives in Decatur. I'll remember that for future. Logged. Right, back to the
Right.
crochet.
Okay. So I thought you said crochet, and I was thinking, oh God, no crochet, I can't crochet.
Crochet.
So what I'm using now is I'm going to be doing the little triangles. So I want to stitch the triangles together to make squares, and then we're going to have basically all the squares, like 9 square patch, like we did before. So I've got a mixture of fabric. So I've put my die on here. I'm going to flip it over and then run it through the Gemini here. So I'm going to try and make the most of my fabric. But I need 9 of each fabric here.
What dye did you use for the flowers,
They
says
are
Dooley?
fabulous flowers. They are these ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
our fabulous flowers applique die, and we've also got wreaths and vines that we're using. But if you did have a flower die that you had, you could potentially use a papercraft one.
Yeah,
if you had a
we have got flower
flower.
dyes on the show as well.
Yeah.
I think later on a masterclass, fabulous flowers and beautiful blooms.
Yeah, we've got those those later on. So you just use any kind of floral dye, or indeed, if you happen to have some of the Hawaiian applique dyes,
Oh, yes.
they've got some flowers in them as well. You could just cut that section of that dye out as well. So you can definitely use lots of different items on there. So that is going to be cutting a few of those little triangles, and then I just want to.
Oh,
Oh, look at
what
that!
Rhonda's got.
Oh, that is with the applique dyes. that looks
that's
brilliant.
the Hawaiian dyes, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. That looks great.
They're
I like
incredible.
that idea, yeah. Brilliant. So that is the hibiscus and the breadfruit one.
Yes,
there.
breadfruit on the right, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah, don't know my left from my right. I had to
Oh,
check
you do
that.
what Laura does.
It's cool.
She does that.
But lots of people, I've said that before, that I don't know my left and my right, which apparently is something to do with ADHD.
Something to do with what?
ADHD, quite common with people with ADHD.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure that's what I've got. Pretty sure. I'm going to go and get tested soon.
Pretty sure that you've got ADHD?
Yeah, yeah.
What is...
Because I start projects and then I lose interest. I lose interest really rapidly in conversations, interrupt people while they're talking. And there's lots of different things that make me think that perhaps I do have ADHD.
See, I find it hard sometimes to concentrate on conversations as well if people are talking for a long time.
Is that a hint at me?
No,
Quite okay.
genuine I do. And then like I'll come back the next day and then I'll ask a question that somebody already spoke to me about in that conversation. I can't remember them ever talking about it.
I go away with the fairies quite often. I sort of, well, it's very difficult to get tests actually, isn't it? It's, I think they said something like 4 years potentially to wait, unless you
4 years?
Unless you're prepared to, to pay for it. And no, it's too much money. Absolutely too much money, which is crazy. So there's lots of people dotted around that have got that need to get tested. Now again, I'm cutting too many. I don't even know how many I've cut now, but it's far too many because I want to make sure I've got plenty there. So I'm just sort of flipping those dies around to make the use of, to make the best use of all that fabric. I'm going to divide these up so they're in the right colours. So like that. That should be enough. I don't think I need any more cut from there. Oh, that one. Trim that little piece off. Quite cut there. And then we've got all of those different dyes. So we want to just divide these into colours. So I've got some darker pinks. These ones are made in cream here. And then I've got those there. So I should have enough. Let's just check. We've got enough. I don't need to cut any more. So we're going to be having these like this. So with our triangles, like that. You see, like that. And here. Few more. Let's see if we've got too many or just enough. I think we might need to cut a couple more actually. There we go. More pink ones. And then we're going to stitch these together. We're going to chain stitch these like we did before. Oh yes, look, I just need one of each more.
Yeah.
So I'll pop that through. So I did need that last little piece that I folded out. Like that.
Hi to Colette, who's joined us, saying she likes the look of the dips. And Stephanie Theodore says, Becky, you look especially lovely today. I say especially because you look lovely all the time.
So again, I didn't hear that. This is too noisy.
You did hear it.
No, I really didn't. I promise, I swear I didn't hear.
What bit did you hear? None of it.
I didn't hear any of it.
Make me read it again. Stephanie says, Becky, see over the first time. You look especially lovely today.
Aww.
I say especially because you are lovely all of the time.
Aww, thank you.
International Becky Appreciation Day today, as well as International Quilting Day. We do love you, Becky.
Oh, I like coming into work actually.
You like coming in?
I do.
That's
I
a
like
good job, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a long way to travel if you don't enjoy your job,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, you come a fair way.
It's quite a long journey. And I run here and that's exactly right. So we've got all of these pieces, we're going to put them together. So right sides together, like this, stitch along this line. And we're going to do the same with all of these. We're going to chain stitch them. So we're going to stitch, we're going to carry on and get the next one ready. We're going to stitch back and forth at the beginning and end, and then run them through the machine.
Oh.
Like that. Oh.
You did a little boop, 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 back
And then this next one we're just going to put through. We're just going to stitch a couple of stitches off the end of the fabric. Just going to carry on and stitch all of those together, and then when they're done, we're just going to trim them off and then iron them and then put them together like we did with those squares. So this is a quick way of doing it, or quicker than taking, stitching each individual one. I keep moving the sewing machine foot, and I keep pushing it underneath the desk, and then it gets trapped underneath there.
Is that a sewing machine you would normally use at home, or do you have different sewing machines at home?
I've got different. I don't have this particular sewing machine at home, and I tend to sit down when I'm sewing.
Oh yeah, it's like a bit of a sit-down sport. Sit-down sport?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a sit-down craft, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sewing.
it is. It's quite. I've had to learn how to sew standing up, which is always a bit of a challenge.
I remember my nan. So my nan and my mum, brilliant. My mum was, well, she is amazing at she's amazing at lots of things actually. But sewing, very creative. She used to make clothes and stuff, and she used to make bits and pieces for me. So she had one of the Singer sewing machines.
Yeah.
But my nan had one of those really old ones with the
handle.
with the handle, and it had a handle and like a little foot pedal
Was
on.
it called a treadle?
A treadle. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
A treadle. Yeah. And I'm sure my mum had that for her. I don't know if she's still got it. She probably has. Probably in the garage somewhere. I reckon it's probably worth a bit of money now. But yeah, incredible, really. I feel really bad as well, because one of the best things that my mum ever made me is still hanging up in my wardrobe in their house. And I was just a bit embarrassed by it at the time, but I look back on it now and think how amazing it was. She made me like a baseball jacket.
Oh yeah, like a Letterman jacket.
Ah?
Like a Letterman jacket.
What do you mean by that?
Well, that's the thing that they have in high schools in America, with the
Oh, yeah.
initial on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So at the time when I was playing all my musical instruments and stuff, she made me this. It was a purple jacket, had this sparkly trim around the outside and around the sleeves. It had my initials across the front here, and on the back, I don't know how she did it, but the violin was my instrument at the time, and she'd put this huge sort of violin and bow on the back. And it was the best thing ever. I wore it once to a friend's party, and everyone took the mickey out of me, and I never wore it again. And I feel so annoyed with my younger self, just because it was the coolest thing ever. How old was I? I was probably 11, maybe 11, 12.
Oh, okay, so quite young. I mean, I can understand at 14, 15.
Yeah.
Which might not.
But enough of an age to be embarrassed by other people going, oh, look at your jacket. But then I think back now, oh, you should have worn that. That was so cool. And it's in my wardrobe. Whenever I go back to my mum and dad's house, I see it hanging there, and I can't get in it anymore. I haven't got a picture of it, but I can get.
Would your son wear it?
Huh?
Would your son wear it?
Well, he didn't play the violin, and he'd have my initials on the front, which are different to mine.
Okay.
So.
No.
And to be honest, he had to be a particular type of cool person to pull that off. But no, she was ever so talented, my mum, and yeah. If I could rewind, oh, she's still alive. Yeah. She's ever so talented, my mum. And if I could rewind and go back to that era, I'd stick that jacket on. I'd wear it everywhere.
So my mum used to make me things, and I'd wear them for a couple of days, and then I'd get disinterested in them. So she made me a fantastic gold frock coat.
Nice.
That I would wear at college. But a frock coat, sort of the kind of thing that Amadeus Mozart would have worn, or the Beast in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
But in gold, and I'd wear that with a black catsuit.
Not nice.
At college, yeah. And I'd wear it
to college.
College, yeah. To college, yeah. I was doing fashion at college. Anything goes.
Yeah, you can wear what you want, really,
lucky
can't
I was
you?
wearing any clothes, to be honest. Some people were wearing practically nothing.
You could have put my baseball jacket on and go, well, this is fashion, baby.
I could have done, yeah.
If only we'd known each other back then.
I've got a funny feeling I probably wouldn't have fitted into your baseball jacket from when you were 11, when I was 18.
You never know.
Yeah, wear things like that. And my mum used to make amazing things. Had like a purple tutu that I wore to a Prince concert.
Did you actually?
And I had a purple and yellow suit that matched Prince's suit that he wore when he came out.
Wow.
So yeah, it was great.
Do you have any pictures of those?
I don't think so. The thing is, back then, you had to have a camera that happened to have some film in it, didn't you?
Well, that's a very good point, well made, actually. Yeah, it wasn't just having
not
your
like
phone.
it is now.
No.
Much easier now. So I've stitched all those together. Now I want to stitch them into rows, exactly the same way as we did before. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to make sure I've got them in the right way round. So stitch them in pairs, and then add that third one on, and then we will put all of those together in just a moment. Like that. Into the strips.
few comments coming through. Cut it up, says Carolyn Zaynau, and put it on a new jacket that fits. Oh, I could do that, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Next time I go home, if only I knew somebody who could do that for me. I could ask my mum, couldn't I, actually?
Yeah, I think your mum would want to do that.
Katie Hartley says, my nan used to make clothes for all the kids in her street that couldn't afford clothes or home accessories like curtains, net curtains, blankets and pillows. That is a lovely story. Hats off to your nan. Becky's anagram name was Bonky Screw. In case you're wondering what we're talking about, we had an anagram competition on Play Your Crafts right earlier, and my name came up and I didn't recognise it. My name was Bob's Enemy. Nobody here got it. You guys all got it. So we looked up Becky's name in an anagram, Bonky Screw.
Bonky Screw.
I've always thought that about Becky. She's a bit of a bonky screw, wasn't she?
That's my stage name.
Oh no, was it Screwy Bonk? Well, it works either way, doesn't it? Screwy Bonk, Bonky Screw. Screwy Bonk, Bonky Screw. All right, my loves. Sarah Brown is just heading off. Says Crafters TV, Becky and Ben, the whole crew. We'll have to say goodbye now, but I just wanted to say thank you again for making my birthday so special. I need to get some sleep, meeting my other sister for coffee and to catch up for my birthday. It's still going. Lol. Happy birthday, Sarah. Tim C says, I normally use my Gemini for my cardstock and dies, etc. But I will definitely give the quilting a go as I'm in the process of counted cross stitch. I've designed for a card, but stitched by hand, says Tim C. And Maricel Cueto says, my grandmother made all my Halloween costumes when I was little. Now I make them for my niece and nephews by request, but they have to get their request in by July. But it takes time, doesn't it, I would imagine, these things. Can't just, chuck a costume together in a week.
No, you can't. You can't. I always think World Book Day was one of those things that trying to come up with a costume for World Book Day was so difficult. I'm so glad my kids stopped doing that. And then when they went to secondary school, they sort of stopped it. And then they had to do World. I think it was no, it wasn't. It was a French day, and so.
World French Day?
World French Day. It was a French day. And so my daughter went, dressed with a stripy top and a beret, the kind of thing that you would expect. And there was one child that dressed up as a 2CV. A Citroen 2CV. It was an amazing costume.
That is brilliant.
And then there were a couple of others that wore, had made like big hats out of card and then covered them with kind of gingham. And then they looked like pots of Bon Maman jam.
Of what?
Pots of Bon Maman jam.
Oh yeah, Bon Maman.
Yeah, that was quite clever. I felt quite insulted that I'd only sort of given my daughter a beret and left it at that.
My favourite thing that my mum ever made costume-wise, and I suppose it didn't take a lot of making, but I don't know why we did it, but we had a school fancy dress competition. So everybody came, dressed as superheroes, or the girls, dressed as Barbie or ballerinas or whatnot. And I didn't really understand it at the point, but we all had to walk up onto this little catwalk and sort of wave at everyone and then say what we'd come as. And my mum, she put me in because my sister used to ride horses, she put me in a pair of jodhpurs and like a riding jacket.
Yeah.
And then she'd taken her riding hat and she'd attached to the top a record, like a vinyl record.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? And she was like, just say this when you go up on stage. And so I walked up, so there I am in all the riding gear, record on me, top of me rider's hat. I'm a disc jockey. I mean, the crowd absolutely loved it and I won first prize, thanks to me mum. And isn't it weird, all those years later, I became a disc jockey. You couldn't write that, could you?
Did any of the other girls that were dressed up as any of the girls that were dressed up as princesses become princesses?
Well, I mean, who knows?
Did you go to school with Kate Middleton?
I think there was a Kate Middleton in my year, actually, yeah. Oh, there you go. I became a disc jockey. Kate became a princess. I didn't really go to school with Kate Middleton before you start asking. Just an FYI. I think I'm young. I think I'm older than Kate Middleton. I did exist at the same time as Kate Middleton. I can definitely say that is the case. She's 41, so I'm definitely older than her. Because I am 53, yeah.
I feel so old. I think Charlotte's the same age, just almost the same age as my daughter.
How old are you again, Charlotte?
Oh no, maybe not.
Charlotte's 29.
She's 21.
How old's your daughter?
21.
Oh, 21.
Maybe not.
But I always, and we've said this before, Becky, I just always assume that you're the same age as me, as much as I assume that I'm the same. I just think that I'm the same age as Charlotte. Do you know what I mean? So I just think, you know, age is but a number.
It is, it is. You're only as, well, no, it's only because I said to Charlotte before that I thought she was the same age as my daughter, or my daughter was the same age. That's all. Oh, I think my daughter's about the same age as Brent, isn't she? Brent about.
How old's Brent? 24. How old are you, Nicola? I was 27 when I was your age.
30.
You're getting old. Listen to him, Becky. Listen to those two in the gallery. 27 and 29. Funny names. Yeah. We're getting old, getting old.
What were you doing at 27 and 29?
Who, me?
Yeah, what were you doing?
At 27, what year would that have been? That would have been I got married when I was 27. Yeah. And at 29, what year would that have been? That would have been for me 2008. I was having my first child. I mean, not me, I didn't have Laura had our first child. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't think necessarily just because guys, oh, what a conversation this is. I don't think just because you're don't have a family and don't have children at that age doesn't mean you haven't got your life together.
No, definitely not.
Well, there you go, Nicola. Nicola's just got, she wants none of the above anyway, so there you go.
Right, so
anyway.
I've created that sort of those triangles there. I'm going to give them a bit of a trim just to make sure that they're the right size. And then we're going to be in the situation where we want to put these together. So I'm just checking. I think Rhonda is waiting for me to hurry up, aren't you, Rhonda?
Rhonda, are you ahead of Becky? Let's have a look. Oh, wow, let's have a little bit of a look here.
Yeah, lovely.
Rhonda's been creating amazing.
Looking excellent.
Good stuff. Oh, and there's another one coming here.
Well, the piece that came out of I think it was whatever one this
is. The hibiscus one, yeah.
The hibiscus, I put in the middle.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Cute.
It seems a shame to waste any of those little bits that you've cut out. That's a great way of making the full use of it. Yeah. It's looking great. I like those colours as well. Looking very nice. Right, so let's just give this a bit of a trim. Right, the next bit we're going to do is we're going to make the sashing for our cushion.
Square dancing is like barn dancing, isn't it? That's someone saying they made their own square dancing clothes in the comments.
So I've got some fabric here. So I've got a whole, this is a bolt.
Yeah.
Or the equivalent of a bolt. So what I'm doing is I'm just folding it over and I'm just going to cut across. I want 2.5 inches across the whole bolt. So I'm just folded that and I want 3 of these that I'm going to use for my sashing. So line those up and then cut those. And then the 2.5. And then
just other comments coming through about makes. My largest sewing project, says Mary Pat, was football cheerleading uniforms for our high school team.
Oh.
The uniforms included a zipper jacket, cheerleading pleated skirts and matching pants. I was 16 years old.
Wow.
My granny knitted us vests, says Lillian Quat, when we were at primary school. Why she used chunky burgundy wool and big buttons on the shoulder to do them up, I will never know. That was the look though then, wasn't it?
That was what?
That was the look.
The look, yeah, obviously it was the look. So what we've got here is we've got the whole strip of fabric. We want to cut some strips to attach these 2 pieces here. So we want them around about the same sort of size. So you can do it by eye. Or you can cut them up, or you can, if I fold them into quarters, around about a quarter. But it's basically make it around about 7.5 inch strips. So you want 2 of those.
Yeah.
And there are 7.5 inch strips. but it can be, you can do it quite roughly because we're going to trim everything off afterwards anyway. So 7.5 on here, and then 7.5 down here, and those are going to attach those two horizontal panels together. So we're going to take these and we want to stitch them against this panel here, and then we're going to iron it out, and then we're going to stitch that one to that panel there to put those together, and we're just going to trim that to make sure it's all nice and straight. We're going to do the same with the other two panels.
I think we're all good for time as well, aren't we? Are you going to get this finished in time, do you reckon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, no problem.
Nay bother.
Yeah, I think we're all right.
Oh, is this repeatable, Charlotte, what you're saying? Oh, Charlotte's just saying in school they had a Disney day. She was about 6, and her mum dressed her up as Cruella de Vil, and when she got to school, all of the other girls were dressed up as princesses, and she cried.
Oh, it's always best to be the evil queen.
Great to be a baddie.
Yeah.
Oh, she put you in a fur coat. Did she dye your hair like black and white then? You got any pictures of it? I need to see pictures. There's going to be some great picture galleries going up soon, aren't they?
I'd love to be dressed up as Cruella de Vil. Could we have a Disney day here?
Yeah,
would that not be good?
We might get in trouble, like, copyright-wise, mightn't we?
Yeah, that's very true. Right, so we stitched that piece there. We're going to give that an iron in a minute, but I'm going to do this one at the same time. So again, just 1/4 inch seam allowance. That's probably a little bit too tight here. I should have moved that over a little bit. But what you can do, if you're concerned about how it's all going to fit together, is you could leave all the applique until you've stitched all of the panels together and then put the applique on afterwards.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do. And then this one over here. So just making sure we've got that all lined up nice and neatly against there. We used to have a Christmas or New Year's Eve party, or we take it in turns to go to friends' houses, and you had to dress up for something that was important that year. So it was, you know, we had 1 year, yeah, things like dressing up on the Millennium Bridge, or dressing. I think Tim once dressed up as some tennis player who'd won Wimbledon, and when Prince George was born, and my daughter dressed up as Prince George as a newborn baby. So yeah, exactly. She had like a crown and a dummy and a baby grow on. But we did things like that, which was quite good because it was because that was the only sort of theme. It could be anything that was important in the year. It gave you really good opportunities to dress up. My friend always, without fail, has always got some kind of ailment on New Year's Eve. So she's normally got her leg in one of those air cast boots.
On New Year's Eve?
Every year. Oh. Every year. I've never met somebody who's more prone to accidents than she is. So every year she'd have to work out what she was going to be dressed up as that involved her being, still wearing this air cast boot. But yeah, it was quite a good idea to do something with a theme. Now we stitch those together. We're going to trim these edges off. So I made those edges too big. That's fine. Turn that round there. And just trim that piece off as well. And then if your panels aren't quite straight, you can always trim those little edges to make them nice and straight as it is. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the panels, stitching them together. So we want a horizontal panel now. And that's going to create that first part of that cushion cover.
As well, I know we're still, just under half an hour to go, but fair play to Rhonda as well, who I can see crafting away at the bottom of my screen. I can't wait to see her finished project, and how amazing that we've all kept pace together, and there's going to be 2 amazing projects to see at the end of this show, which has been so much fun.
Right, so now I've cut my piece of this whole strip, I've cut that in half because I only need half of it, and we're going to stitch that onto there, and then that onto there, so that would create that panel then. And then we're going to do the same at the sides, at the top and the bottom as well, and then that's going to finish that whole panel off. So I'll just get on with stitching those now.
My oldest daughter says Michelle was on the band dance team in high school, and I used to help by sewing their costumes with a few other mums. My mum as well used to make costumes for my sister, because we always used to have like the May Queen in your May Queen.
You lived in Devon, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Is that just a Devon thing?
I was brought up in Slough.
Oh.
Didn't have anything like that.
Why is that just a Devonshire thing?
No, I think it's something that you tend to get out more in sort of more sort of rural areas, I suppose.
Oh. So
we didn't have anything like that.
So they used to crown the May Queen. It used to be so. I think it was something to do with like Sunday school, and they used to crown the May Queen. I think my sister was probably about, I don't know, 10, 11, or maybe younger than that, maybe 9, 10. And then she was crowned the May Queen, and then she would have to attend like little events through the year.
What?
No, she would, seriously, like the
like opening a new supermarket and stuff like that.
Yeah, like stuff like that. But they would do the crowning, and then like we'd have like a big summer carnival, and you'd have like the floats going through the town. And my mum used to, I think she was May Queen twice. I only remember because I said a minute, but she used to make the costumes for my sister for the May Queen. And I only really remember that is because I always used to be, get this, I used to hate it. I always used to be the cushion bearer. Yeah, so there was 2 times I think she was the May Queen. I just remember one where she'd like made my sister. Is this gorgeous? Like it's like I think it was made out of velvet. It's like a green velvet dress, and then I had to follow behind her, and she'd made like a green bow tie and a green cushion, and I had to like follow behind her with the with the crown on the cushion. Oh dear. I'm not from Torrington. I am from Brixham, and you Google. Brixham Carnival. You'll see all the floats there. You may Google about 1980, 86, 87. You might even see pictures of me and my sister.
It's basically those May Queen things. They are like the precursor to Miss World, really, aren't they? Don't you reckon?
A precursor to what?
Miss World.
Oh, I thought you said a precursor to this world.
No, Miss World.
A precursor to Miss World. But a little bit, I suppose, really. And she had, so I was her cushion bearer, and then she had lots of other little. I can't remember what they were called. Like her little helpers.
Have your mum make the costumes, that's how you become the May Queen.
Yeah. I don't remember how you became the May Queen. I think it was all through Sunday school, I'm sure. And I don't know whether people voted or what. Sunday school was like it's where the kids would, it's like church. I went to church a lot when I was a kid. So you go to Sunday school, it used to be like 10 till 11 or something on a Sunday, and you used to learn more about, Jesus and God and all that kind of stuff. But it was like 3 Sundays a month, and the 4th Sunday of every month, or the 3rd Sunday, you then go into church, and the Sunday school would sing a song or perform, I don't know, something.
I have a friend who is Hindu, and her parents are Hindu, but she went to Sunday school.
Yeah.
And I was like, how does that work then? And she said, my parents used to like a lion on Sunday, and so they used to book us in for Sunday school.
That is brilliant. Lillian says, Ben, why was your sister not wearing the crown? Well, I don't know. I think maybe it was heavy. I mean, she had it on most of the time, but I was there with the cushion behind her in case she wanted to take the crown off, and she'd put it on the cushion, and I would just follow her around.
That must have been really galling as a small boy that you've got to follow your sister around.
I hated it. And also, again, because a lot of my mates, my footballing mates, I think I was about 6 or 7, they would all take the mickey, go, oh, look at you, all the girls on the float. And then Mum used to always like puff me hair up.
Did you have to wear knickerbockers?
Excuse me?
Did you have to wear knickerbockers?
I
You
don't
know, like those kind of shorts that are puffy, that attach, that puffy, and then they sort of go in a band around your knee.
No.
No.
Knickerbockers. A couple of questions.
Yep.
Is Slough where Mars bars come from, says Lillian?
It is, yeah. It is where Mars bars come from.
Do we know the finished size of the block, says Stephanie? Back to crafting matters.
It will be 18 inches square.
Okay.
Roughly.
I'm just Googling now, Brixham. I'll see if I can find you some pictures. Not that anyone's that interested.
Have I ever seen Midsummer? Oh, what, Florence Pugh's Midsummer? Yeah, I have. Oh, she is, yeah, that's right. I don't think that's quite the same sort of May Queen.
What are you talking about now?
That horror film, Midsummer.
Oh, no, I've not seen that. Is that a Scandinavian film?
Well, no, it's set in Sweden, isn't it?
Oh, the woman becomes a maker in the film. Oh.
It's quite a good film. I enjoyed it, actually. It is quite gruesome, but I was going to say that's life, but it's not really. I hope it's not, anyway. No. It was quite a strange film. And it was a beautiful film quality, wasn't it? It had a really nice sheen to it. You can't make that at the supermarket, though.
No, it's now online. Unfortunately or fortunately, as the case may be.
So see what we're doing here. We've done these pieces here. We've done that horizontal piece. We've done a horizontal piece at the top. We're going to do another one down here, and then we're going to do the other two pieces on the side as well. So those pieces that are overhanging, it doesn't matter because we're going to trim those off in a moment. Then we're going to create the back. So we should be about right, I think, time-wise.
Perfect. Do you need a little break, or are you all good?
I'm all right. Is Rhonda okay? We can have a little break if people want to catch up.
I think Rhonda looks like she's going to ask something, so let's get her on with you,
Yeah.
Becky, I think. We'll just see how she's getting on anyway. How are you getting on, Rhonda?
Well, I would have been okay, except I sewed something on wrong and had to take it out. So I'm now behind.
Okay,
Oh.
no problem.
Should we have a little
We can have a little bit of
break?
a break then.
Give you time to catch up?
Yeah. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
have a quick break.
Let's do that. Whilst we do that, a good opportunity for you guys to check out your baskets. Lucky dip available for you. Again, you can dip up to 5 times without getting duplicates. And of course, if you want to go for the goodies pertaining to this cartload show, you'll find those there as well. It's the details. I think it's called the Quilting Cartload Bundle. I think that's the one that you want to go for. It's £72 or $90 off the top of my head, but we'll have a look at it when we get back. Anyway, quick little break. Give time for Rhonda to catch up. Give time for you guys to ask any questions that you need, and we'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes for the final part of your craft along.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You didn't.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
So I'm from a beautiful town called Carnoustie. So many people may recognise the town as a golfing town, famous golfing town. We get lots of big golfing events. I can't say that I'm a golfer myself, but we do get a lot of the celebs, golfers, musicians, actors, all of these turning up at the town. For those that aren't into golfing, what I would tend to say is it's sandwiched in between Arbroath and Dundee, so we are quite far up. I love love my town. I love where I am now. However, I will say one of the main things that I miss about my hometown, apart from my family and friends, of course, have to say that, otherwise they're going to watch this and be like, where's our mention? It is, of course, the beach. You know, we're right on the River Tay. We've got the gorgeous beach, the sand and the sea. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the one thing that I always make a beeline for as soon as I arrive back home for a little visit.
I was brought up in Colnbrick, which is a little village near Slough, so it's not very exciting, but we do have the third oldest pub in the whole of the UK there, and it's where the Cox's Pippin apple was first invented or first discovered. But I moved to Chiswick in West London about 25 years ago, and I've lived there ever since, and I love it. It's full of, I wouldn't necessarily say celebrities, but TV stars, so it's quite good for celebrity spotting when you're having a cocktail on the high road.
Welcome back, everybody. Coletta says, Ben, you would have made a darling cushion bearer. There are some photos. I'll try and dig them out. If I find them, I'll stick them up on my socials. Ben to Cindy, you are too young to have such a varied and exciting life. I don't know about that. I'm not as young as I look. And Kate says, I used to do Bhangra dancing. And used to tour the country and perform. They used to throw money at us to keep. You would think it would excite you, but it really hurts. Did get to wear some amazing outfits though. They used to do that on the floats when I was a cushion bearer and my sister was a mate. The kids would used to like go up. There's like a car park you go past in Brixton. They stand on the top of the multi-storey car park because you were collecting for charity as well, and they'd wing coins at you. So I just used to put my cushion up like that. And like, your coins can't harm me. My cushion is like a shield of steel. And Susie T just says, I giggle every time at Sarah's, I am a gnome and I live in the caravan. Shall we finish off the final bit of the craft along? We've got about 15 minutes left.
Yep, no problem. So we've done most of the panel. We're going to do the next part down here, and we're going to sew two sections over this side as well. So just using that 1/4 inch seam allowance as well, going around. So this bit is quite the quick part. It just makes sure that you've trimmed your front panel with all of those squares so it's straight, if you want your cushion to be straight. And obviously you can adapt this depending on the size of the cushion pad you have. So if you've got a bigger cushion pad or a smaller cushion pad, you can just make these strips a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. I just happen to use whichever one I had at home. So that piece there, and then I'm going to take these pieces and attach them down this side as well. You have had a very varied life, I reckon. You've done a lot of different. It sounds like we're at the end. It sounds I'm Michael Aspel, and it's an episode of This Is Your Life.
I just I have done a lot of different things. I've lived in lots of different places. But you know, because I feel like I travel around a lot now, and I didn't really ever, like, wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. Because my parents sent me away when I was 9, didn't they? To boarding school. 7 years.
Did you not want to send your children to boarding school?
So what?
Did you want to send your children to boarding school?
I think it was a good experience, but it's very expensive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the money to do that. If I had money to do it, would I have done it? Maybe. I think with the thing that I benefited from, I think you have more opportunity to do other sort of extracurricular activities, because like the school day is like 9 till 5, and we had Saturday school as well. So always built into every day. There was more time to do more of the stuff that you wanted to do. So I always did a lot of like extra music and drama and sport. What do you do on Sundays? Just kick around the boarding house, watch a bit of TV.
Well, they sometimes organise trips, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes you have trips and whatnot. Yeah, get work done. I did for a year. I did go Monday to Friday, then come home at weekends. No, for 3 years I did Monday to Friday, came home at weekends. But then when I went to the second boarding school, I used to say term on term. Did you go to boarding school?
I did go to a boarding school, but I didn't board. I was just a day girl.
Yeah, day girl.
Day girl. But there weren't that many boarders at my school. There was only sort of a handful, but I know that quite a few of the boarders, when it was Exeat weekends, which is when you basically can go home, and it's not a half-term holiday or anything like that. You know, some people were boarding because their parents were based, over in, they were army parents, so they were based abroad or just travelling. And I remember there was one girl, and it was like my first year of secondary school, and she was like, can I come home with anyone? It's sexy at this weekend. And my parents were away, and I asked my parents, and she came and stayed with us for the weekend.
Aww.
And then she became my best friend.
But
she doesn't talk to me anymore.
Cute, but sad ending to the story.
But you know, it's just one of those things. You know, you just lose touch. But she became my best friend through that. So lots of the when the Gulf War happened, lots of the kids' parents were out in Saudi and places like that. So it was quite important that we all got kept up to date. So it was another reason why we were allowed a TV in our common room, not just to watch Neighbours, which is what it had been before. We were allowed to watch the news more often.
In the common room.
In the common room, yeah, with our cups of tea and break, and no.
Do you have a tuck box?
No, we didn't. It was too small. Our school was tiny. We only had there were only 200 girls in the whole school.
Wow.
So it's really small. So we didn't have anything like that. Right, so we've done this. We just want to trim these edges off, these corners. So again, use your ruler, or you could use a square if you've got a quilting square that you want to use to get those angles right. So I'm just going to trim off these edges, and then we're going to create the back of our cushion as well.
So don't forget, if you have crafted along today, or if you plan on crafting along, send in your pictures, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, or at the very least, make sure you tag us in your pictures if you're putting them up on the socials in the sewing group, or maybe in the I'm a Crafter's Companion group. We'd love to see. I know particularly Becky would be super chuffed to see
Absolutely.
all of your makes. I suppose that's what makes these worthwhile, really, isn't it? Seeing what everyone else has done.
It does.
And particularly if you've used different fabrics and different designs, like Rhonda's done as well.
It's always nice to see what people do, what they make. Definitely. Right, now here I've got some fabric that I'm going to use to make the back. So it's an envelope back for my cushion. So these pieces are the width of my cushion, but they are a little bit bigger than half the length. So what we want to do is have this sort of overlap here, so you can see that you've got that there. But what we want to do first of all is we want to finish off the edges. So we're going to fold these over by 1/4 of an inch just twice, and then we're going to stitch that, and then afterwards we're going to do that the other piece of fabric, and we're going to stitch all the way round the outside, round the outside.
Around the outside.
Exactly. So we can do this in 10 minutes. That should be absolutely fine. If you've got an overlocker, this is a good time to use your overlocker. I'm just folding it over twice, so we've got a nice finish to it.
An overlocker, that's what they use for like jeans and things like that, isn't it?
No, overlocker is it's got like four spools of thread.
Oh, yes.
So it basically cuts and then sort of finishes off the edge with almost like a loop. So when you buy your clothes that are ready made, you would have that generally on the inside of your clothes. Where they've been stitched together. It just makes a good finish. I do have one, but it doesn't work.
Oh.
I need to get it repaired.
Is there not like an overlocking function on sewing machines then?
You could use zigzag stitch on the very edge. That's what you wanted to do. That is an option to finish it off. But to be honest, it's unless you're going to use an overlocker, it never looks quite as neat as it would do if you're going to be folding it over and making a nice sort of seam like this. So fold it over twice, and then we're just going to stitch it with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Again.
I think more than anything, I mean, obviously I'm impressed by what you put together, but I'm super impressed that you've managed to create something like this in a 2-hour window. I think in my mind, because I think I'm less experienced with soft craft as I am with paper craft, I always think that things like this are going to take a lot longer than they do.
Well, the thing is they do, because your sewing machine doesn't always work, and you stitch something not quite right, or it's a bit wonky and you have to unpick it. So these things, they do always take a little bit longer. If I was making this at home, I probably would be spending longer on it, just making sure everything's sort of properly lined up, and you're just making sure everything matches up exactly. But when you've not got a lot of time, unless you can do a bit of prep work beforehand, it's quite difficult to do the whole thing in one go quickly.
Sophie Louise, I don't know if you can do this, but she says, what brand of sewing machine and overlocker would you recommend? So is there a type that you like the best, or a brand you like?
I have a brother, which was really good until it exploded, and it's not brother's fault that it exploded. It's my fault because I hadn't touched it for about 3 years, and the motor was full of dust. So that's all. I would say that it's always best to spend as much money on a piece of equipment as you you can justify.
False economy buying cheap, isn't it?
It is, but there are so many. And if you go, I'd go to somewhere. If you're based in the UK, later on this year in August, there is an exhibition called Festival of Quilts at the NEC, and they always have sewing machine manufacturers and overlock manufacturers there, and you can try them out. And I would suggest that is the time to go, because you often have like the big people like Juki and Brother.
Oh yeah.
Will all be there, and you can try them out and actually see how they work. I found actually the last sewing machine I bought was a Singer, and the reason I bought it is because there was somebody that I follow on social media, and she just bought one, and she was saying what a great machine it was. So it's a heavy duty machine. It's part the way, it's somewhere in between having an industrial machine and a domestic machine, and actually it's been brilliant, really, really good. So we've stitched those pieces there. We're going to put those right sides together, so we're overlapping here. We're lining those up, and we are going to pin here and stitch all the way round, and that will finish off our cushion cover.
It's funny that you should mention, as I say, not that I know too much about sewing, but in a previous life, I say the 3 most popular machines that we used to feature in my previous life were always the Singer machines, the Brother machines, and then did a couple of shows with Juki as well.
Juki, Elna's always very good.
Who?
Elna.
I thought you said Elmo.
Tickle Me Elmo.
Tickle Me Elmo.
Tickle Me Elmo sewing machine.
Can you imagine?
That would be quite good.
Mary Pat saying, I love my overlock machine, really made making garments much quicker. And Anne says, we did home ec in school. Half the year was cooking, half sewing. A teacher wasn't really very good at teaching us sewing. Mum generally had me redo everything at home. She said, what that teacher knew about sewing could be engraved on the head of a pin with an axe. Oh dear, you guys.
I don't know if they do sewing at school anymore. I don't think they do they?
No, I don't think so. I'm just looking at Rhonda's shaking her head. I'm looking at the bottom of my screen, and it looks to me as though we'll wait for a second, but I think Rhonda's finished. Have you finished, Rhonda? Give me a nod if you finished. Oh, she hasn't. Oh, hang on, we can get her on very quickly, actually. She's finished the top.
Oh, look at that. That looks brilliant.
Wait, hold, let's wait till the end.
All right, okay.
Let's wait for the big reveal. That's amazing, Rhonda. Everyone else is like, no, I want to see it. Gives 2 minutes. Fantastic. Do you know what? I've done a few craft vlogs, but I think this has been one of my faves. First ever soft craft along, and I am just amazed at what you guys have created in the last hour and 55 minutes. It's the first ever soft craft along for me, is what I'm saying, and the first with a fantastic guest, Nicola. Hashtag just saying. Sophie Louise, who was asking about the machine, says, I have a basic Singer, it's a newer one, and they don't make them like they used to. I've heard about Brother and Genome.
Yep.
Genome, is it?
Genome, yeah.
I was just wondering what you thought.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my daughter has a Genome £99 sewing machine. She's made costumes, she's made dresses, she's altered jeans, she's done everything on it, and it only has a couple of stitches, because that's, to be honest, it's pretty much all you need. You very rarely use any of the other stitches, and it's just it worked really well, and it cost me, like I said, I think it was £100, but actually I think I got it free with a subscription to a magazine. So it was, but that's how much it would have been.
You got a sewing machine free?
Yeah, with a subscription. Because it was like £99 or £50 or something like that. It was a really good, deal. So I would say if you're just starting, buy buy a decent machine. Don't buy some brand that you've never heard of. Have a look on which is really good to get some ideas of what they're like. But you don't need a massively computerized machine. You don't need a machine that has hundreds of stitches. You'll pay extra for that. You just need a machine that has a good running stitch, that is compatible with lots of different feet if you want to do things like that, and just make it like that. So I've cut the very corners out, and then I'm going to turn this round. I'm going to poke those corners out here as I turn this like that. And we're going to do this side as well. Oh, is that rain again?
Well, it's the drum roll.
I was joking when I said, is that rain again? I didn't really think it was. There we go.
Mate, that is amazing. Fan-blooming-tastic, that.
So you've got your cushion cover there, and then on the back, it needs a bit of a press, you've got the envelope enclosure there. But that's all made out with your build blocks for these two pieces, and then your applique dies that you've got here.
Can we please have some appreciation and love in the comments for that? Because that is amazing. How Becky's put that together in the last 2 hours is incredible. And I think it's about time as well we have a little look with Rhonda as to her amazing projects as well. And Becky, you can pass comment here because, I think this is incredible. Rhonda, you said you were nervous at the start, but look at what you've created. This is incredible. Show us. Show the camera.
Well, I know Becky said that she would have taken her time at home, and certainly that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Some of my seams aren't right and all that, but this is just the top. I didn't get the back done.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
my
lovely.
goodness.
I really like that. I love the idea of using those applique dies for those sections. And with the polka dots as well, I think it's brilliant. Absolutely love it. Well done. Did you enjoy making it?
I did. It was awesome.
Good.
My husband picked out the fabric. This was one of his old Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, yes, I remember you saying
yes.
now. That's great.
Yeah.
So is it going to be a cushion that he's going to use because it's got his Hawaiian shirts on it?
Yeah, he gave it to me to use because he didn't like it, but that's okay.
I think that looks brilliant. I really like that. Well done. And thank you so much for being my first guest. Very exciting.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Good.
It was. I was very nervous at first, but then it's like, just relax and it'll be fine.
Yeah, brilliant.
And
Well,
you'll get done what you get done, and that's it.
Exactly. 2 hours is not a long time to do any kind of stitching, really, is it?
Hey, Rhonda.
No, not really.
Well done.
Yes,
and I
sir.
tell you what, you have cemented yourself as an amazingly talented crafter, not just in the world of paper craft, but now in soft craft as well. So well done you, Rhonda. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you'll be back.
I have a Juki, by the way.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, I have a Juki. I also have an embroidery machine.
Oh, I'm quite jealous. I'd like one of those.
You've not got one of those?
No, I haven't. There's only so many things I can have. I can't.
Oh, hello. Look at that. She's just unveiled it in the back.
That's crazy.
So your basement really doubles up as your soft craft room, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Wow.
that's my embroidery machine.
Wow, that is impressive. That's a
Amazing.
proper embroidery machine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a commercial machine.
Yeah, I'm quite.
Ask me if I do anything with it. No.
So many machines, so little time.
Yeah.
Rhonda, again, thank you so much. Sending you all our love across the pond, and hopefully we'll catch you on another craft along very soon.
Oh, thank you so much. This was great.
Thanks, Rhonda.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 How amazing was that project?
Yeah, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. One thing I did realise, we didn't put any of the lettering on there.
Oh, yeah,
But
but-
done in exactly the same way as we've done all the applique before. So
Yeah.
we just wrote the spring or someone's name on there. So that's the last little bit to do.
Well, listen, hats off to Becky, hats off to Rhonda as well. And if you are going to do the craft along at a later date, do let us know. Beautiful, Becky, says Carletta. Love it, Rhonda. Great job, says Betsy Black. Love that, Rhonda, says Anne. Just generally loads of comments coming through, not only for Rhonda, but also for Becky as well. Well done, all. What a great day. Listen, we're going to take a couple of hours break now. We're back for the final show of Saturday masterclass, all about multimedia dyes. In the meantime, though, don't forget to check out all the deals as far as International Quilting Day is concerned. Buy one, get one free on our builder blocks. You've got the International Quilting Day Lucky Dip Bag, and hit up the bag grab feature on our website where you can get some amazing deals. Create your own grab bag, 3 pen packs for 20, 10 die sets for 60, which is just sensational. If you've not looked at that yet on the web, you need to check that out today. And 15 stamp sets for 40. All that and more on the web. Massive thank you to Becky. Lovely to see Rhonda again, and we'll see you back here for masterclass in a couple of hours' time. Bye for now.